is CTV News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Two suspects are on the run tonight after a violent home invasion in East Riverside. Windsor police say this morning 3 people suffered non-life-threatening injuries during a targeted attack in a home on Cora Greenwood Drive. 2 men have been arrested while investigators continue searching for 2 more suspects. Police insist, however, there's no ongoing threat to public safety and are asking neighbors to check security cameras for suspicious activity between 9 and 10 a.m. A 15-year-old faces charges after Windsor police say he was busted in a sextortion investigation involving a 13-year-old girl. According to investigators, the boy used intimate images from the 13-year-old to threaten and extort her over social media. He's charged with extortion, possession and distribution of child sexual abuse material, and publishing intimate images without consent. A morning walk turning violent in seconds. An Amherstburg family says they were attacked by a pair of Rottweilers, and it was all caught on camera. CTV's Sanjay Maru reports.
A quiet morning walk in Amherstburg took a sudden turn Tuesday morning. A confrontation with a Rottweiler which had escaped from a neighbor's fenced-in yard. Other neighbors and the girl's mom try to help. Minutes later, the Rottweiler returns with a second dog.
I'm trying to kick them and hit them just to get them off. Nothing fazed these dogs, and I used all my power. Like, you see your daughter hurt, you use any power you can, and it wasn't working.
Timestamps on surveillance video show it takes about 80 seconds before the owner of the Rottweilers reaches the scene. Nina DiMaria says she posted the video to social media so other families in the area are aware.
Seeing these dogs coming and attacking people, my thing is for the kids, the awareness for the kids, and also the parents. Like, everybody walks their dogs in this neighborhood.
DiMaria says she, her daughter, and their dog escaped with minor injuries. Amherstburg Mayor Michael Prue says there are penalties for pet owners whose dogs run loose.
A dog running at large can be fined up to $300. A dog that bites an individual or bites another animal, there's other larger fines for that. The bylaw enforcement officer can also, in his or her wisdom, request that the dogs be muzzled at all times when they're outside.
Prue says bylaw enforcement is currently reviewing what happened. Meanwhile, Humane Society Executive Director Lynette Bain says anyone bitten by a dog should seek medical care first, then report it to the health unit so the animal's rabies vaccination status can be checked. But she says prevention starts before a bite ever happens.
You are responsible for your pet. You're responsible to ensure that you have an appropriate enclosure, that they're either tethered or contained in some kind of way on your property. Free roaming dogs are not something that is acceptable in our community.
As for DiMaria, whose dog normally goes out for morning walks with either her or her daughter, she says the incident has her reconsidering that routine, at least for now.
I usually take my dog out around now. He's waiting for me, and I'm not taking him. I'm not. Like, I feel bad. I love him. I'm too scared.
Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
Custodial cuts at the Lambton-Kent District School Board are sparking pushback from the union. CUPE Local 1238 says 22 custodial positions are being eliminated. The board says it's also creating 12 new higher-paying jobs, which current staff can apply for. The union calls the changes devastating, saying workers are now facing uncertainty about their futures. The board says essential cleaning and maintenance work continues. The Premier is continuing to face fallout over his government's flip-flop on a recent private jet purchase. As documents show, Ontario taxpayers are on the hook for nearly $200,000 in connection with the plane. CTV's Siobhan Morris reports.
It's the big buy that just keeps hovering over Queen's Park.
For months, this Premier was putting his hands in the pockets of the people of Ontario.
Newly released documents from the Premier's office show the government put a down payment on a $30 million jet in January. We didn't find out about the purchase until mid-April. The public anger was loud.
I believe it was the right decision, but if people don't want it, we aren't going to do it.
Doug Ford turned that jet around.
We gave it back to Bombardier, the exact same price. No one lost anything.
Though there were questions about whether there was more in the details.
Anything that is extra, or maybe there's nothing extra, we'll make it transparent.
We now know there were extra costs, more than $139,000 for aircraft maintenance, inspection, and training, another $33,000 for legal services, and $18,000 for acquisition support. The extra cash totaling nearly $191,000.
So I want to ask the Premier to stand up and tell us, will you pay the people of Ontario back for your midlife crisis gravy claim?
The Premier away from Queen's Park at a pair of events reporters weren't invited to. The Minister of Economic Development spoke for him.
The Premier has made his comments on the jet. We're really focused on the economy.
No direct answer from government officials about whether a payback is coming.
No taxpayer should be on the hook for the Premier's private luxury jet, especially when he's been misleading us for weeks now that there would be no cost to the taxpayer.
The expense, a drop in the bucket in Ontario's $244 billion budget. But the interim Liberal leader says it's telling.
It's a Premier who's tired and lost his way because he doesn't understand the reality of everyday life in Ontario.
This is the last day MPPs are at Queen's Park before a week in their communities. But opposition leaders are determined to make sure the Premier wears his jet decision, whether he's at the legislature or not. At Queen's Park, Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Ottawa is pouring $20 million into 14 Windsor-Essex businesses as local companies try to grow through trade war uncertainty. CTV's Bob Belichico reports.
Let's continue those conversations and let's fight together.
Evan Solomon announcing a government investment, $20 million in 14 businesses across Windsor-Essex County.
We rely on this region to build things that the world depends on: auto parts, advanced manufacturing technology, precision tools, industrial products, supply chains, cladding for buildings like we're doing here with these fine folks at Innova.
Today's announcement was held at Innova Facades. They are the recipients of $4.5 million, which is the second highest total in the $20 million investment. Top of the list is Service Mold and Aerospace. They will receive just over $6 million. A major part of Innova's cut will go towards expanding their current facility, adding 3 product lines: windows, doors, and louvers.
Instead of buying from other countries or from the U.S., now we will be able to build this product here in-house in Windsor and use it for our own products, like the large format wall systems that we use.
The second phase of the investment will see the company selling to the Canadian market. The trade war is impacting many local companies. Louis Yan, president of Yan Engineering, pivoting his business from 90% automotive and heavy truck supplies to nuclear.
We've been very successful in the nuclear industry.
The Oldcastle-based company is using their $1 million to buy equipment and expand the building to better service the nuclear industry.
Between aerospace, nuclear, and defense, we think we want to make up at least 50% of our business going forward, and of course still maintain our heavy truck and automotive presence.
Minister Solomon also met today with the Mayor of Windsor, Drew Dilkins, and President of the Chamber of Commerce, Ryan Donnelly.
Take the pie, grow the pie, maintain the strong relationship we've had with the United States for generations, but also find other markets for us to sell into and buy from. So that was my main message today.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
As more people hit the water this long weekend, OPP are warning one wrong move in cold water can turn deadly fast. Over the past decade, police say more than 100 paddlers have died in Ontario waters. CTV's Chris Campbell reports.
At River Canard Outpost, Ron LaPointe says prepared paddlers usually stand out right away.
They're interested in, basically doing everything correctly. They've got all the correct gear, the correct equipment.
LaPointe says River Canard offers calmer conditions for beginners and families compared to Lake Erie or the Detroit River.
Well, River Canard is a gentle river, and it's basically shallow. Even on windy days, the waves are really tiny.
But even sheltered waterways can become dangerous in cold water conditions. According to the Ontario Provincial Police, there have been nearly 250 marine fatalities over the last 10 years in Ontario. More than 100 involved kayaks, canoes, and paddle boards, and 83% of those were not wearing a life jacket. The reminders come just days after a 53-year-old man and his 7-year-old son died in the waters near Long Point. OPP say both were wearing life jackets at the time.
It really comes down to the fact that if you are going to venture out in the water, make sure that you do have warm clothing. Make sure you have a plan in place. More importantly, though, make sure you let somebody know when you're coming back.
At Peely Wings Outfitters near Point Peely National Park, Eric Briggs says Lake Erie conditions can change quickly, even when the weather feels warm on land.
The water might not be cold enough for hypothermia, but it can definitely cause a bit of a shock gas reflex, and that's what will get people in trouble.
Because of those conditions, the business is only renting equipment for the protected marsh area, not Lake Erie itself. Briggs says understanding your surroundings is key before heading out.
It's always about risk mitigation. Understand the risk and understand how much risk you're willing to take to enjoy the time on the water.
The OPP reminds boaters and paddlers that a safe and enjoyable boating season starts with always being well prepared, urging people to wear your life jacket, check weather conditions, avoid alcohol and drugs on the water, and be prepared for cold water. Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Speaking of the long weekend, if you forget the marshmallows or for the bonfire or ketchup for the barbecue, you'll have more options to run to stores this Victoria Day. New provincial rules now allow stores and malls to open on Victoria Day and Family Day if they choose. Banks, libraries, community centres and other government services will still be closed for the holiday. And if your Victoria Day plans involve lighting up the sky, Windsor firefighters want you to know the rules for fireworks. Consumer fireworks are only permitted on Victoria Day and the day before or after. So Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, not Friday or Saturday. The city also allows fireworks around Canada Day and New Year's Eve. Officials are also reminding residents to keep safety top of mind. And will the weather be good for fireworks? That's the big question. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time. And still ahead, farmers are feeling the squeeze this spring. Why some say this could become the most expensive planting season ever. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is here with our first look at the weather tonight. And Gary, a clear night out there.
Clear, beautiful. The winds have died down. That bodes well for setting up the tripod with, of course, your telescope, perhaps cameras. Take advantage of the opportunity, right? The day was pleasant. It was windy, yes, but very nice, especially in the afternoon towards dusk. Cleared even more so. Just some fair weather cloud. Temperature, well, 18.2 is exactly 2 degrees below our average of 20.2. We'll take that. And we're also seeing temperatures for lows seasonably cool, not drastically. We're in this divide. You can see an area of low pressure dominating the northeastern flank of the U.S. into Quebec and the Maritimes. And there's another broad front attached to an area of low pressure that's going to bring us some showers eventually by Friday, but we are in the clear for now. If we do see this front move through with showers, they are at this point very light in the next 24 hours. I think Friday afternoon should be cloudy, but I don't think we're going to see much of anything come of it in terms of rain. Just some spotty showers, very light. So, not a bad way to end the work week for most. Clear tonight, light breeze, perfect setup for tomorrow. Temperature down to a cool, below seasonal, 6 degrees Celsius. Our average is closer to about 9 for a low, but we'll take that. And then we'll just continue with the clarity through the morning rush hour. 7 degrees through 8 a.m. Sunny, the wind calm, but the winds will be picking up towards the latter stage of the afternoon into the evening. On the way, we'll already be at 16. Sunny for the most part with some passing fair weather cloud through the noon hour. By 5 p.m. up to 21, but the winds have certainly picked up. Southwesterlies sustained at 20K with gusts in the 40s. The UV index is going to be close to 8. That's considered high. Protect yourself, and of course, wear your sunglasses. So it's a sunny day, windy in the afternoon, and slightly above seasonal. Showers, though, possible on a cloudy Saturday, and we're up to 26. Look at where we're going from there. Sunny and more sunshine for the holiday weekend, Sunday into Monday. 27, 31, 31, 25. That takes us through to the middle of next week. Wednesday, some cloud cover and a good chance, I think, 60 to 70% chance of some rain. But those temperatures are high, as you can see. So there it is. Next 6 days of warming up.
Thank you, Gary. Honda's decision to park its billion-dollar plan to build an electric vehicle complex in Ontario comes at a time when new EV sales have shifted into overdrive. March saw an increase of almost 75% from a year ago compared to gas-powered car sales, which are down. CTV's Adrian Gobriel looks at the trend.
An acceleration in electric vehicle sales is driving a surging trend across the country. This new Statistics Canada report has revealed that in March, there were more than 21,000 new zero-emission vehicle sales in Canada, a spike of more than 74% year over year.
They are in high demand. So is there a future for electrified vehicles? I mean, there's a present and a future for electrified vehicles.
All Canadian. In February, the federal government announced a new 5-year EV incentives program, offering rebates of up to $5,000. Automotive insiders believe it's in part a driving factor.
The surge of gas prices and the return of the federal EV incentives is helping to drive those sales.
Another variable being cited, Canadian consumers becoming more familiar and open to the idea of going green.
We have consumers who have experience, their neighbors have experience with EVs, and they're trusting them.
New EV sales made up more than 12% of all vehicles sold in March, up from just over 6% during the same month last year. While Honda has indefinitely suspended its $15 billion electric vehicle complex in Ontario. In St. Thomas, Ontario, construction of a massive EV gigafactory battery plant is well underway, with production set for next year. Ottawa has also opened the door for 49,000 Chinese-built electric vehicles to enter the Canadian market. Demand from budget-conscious consumers is expected to be strong.
We're also hearing about exciting hybrids in the pipeline, and the variety of consumer choice is going to be building from all over the world.
One roadblock impeding EV growth, according to those watching the trends, is consumer anxiety over accessibility to functioning charging stations in communities across the country. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Farmers say this year's planting season could be their most expensive ever. That has to do with the soaring costs of fuel and fertilizer. With more on their preparations, here's CTV's Scott Miller.
Josh Borson is filling his corn planter with fertilizer. With warm, dry weather on the way this weekend, he expects to get a lot of his corn in the ground over the next few days. But every trip around the field this spring will cost him more money than last year.
The price of inputs on the farm has been escalating quite a bit over the last 18 months. But with the Strait of Hormuz shutdown and the war going on in the Middle East, we've definitely seen a sharp increase in our input costs.
23% of the world's ammonia fertilizer has been shut down by the Iran war, while even more oil, the main ingredient in diesel fuel, is stuck in the Strait of Hormuz. Borson says what's happening overseas has doubled the price he pays for diesel fuel and fertilizer, and he's not alone.
From fertilizer prices to diesel, this is probably going to be one of the most expensive crops farmers are planting ever.
Patel estimates it will cost Canadian farmers a record-setting $22.5 billion to plant their crops this spring.
We don't like to always cry foul, I guess, let's say, right, or be complainers about the situation, but farmers are bearing the burden of all this risk, and it's costing us a significantly larger amount of money to plant.
What can be done about it? Patel says removing regulatory barriers to the production of fertilizer, fuel, seed genetics, and other crop protection tools here in Canada would drastically help.
We have local companies that have developed a drought-resistant, type of soybeans. Another one that has healthier oil soybean, and the beneficiaries of that have been U.S. farmers just because of the timelines involved.
So if we can improve those policies that allow our end users to build their capacity, that will help us weather these storms.
Borson says he'll do his best to find efficiencies in planting this season, but fertilizer and fuel are two things he can't control the price of and simply has to use to get his seeds in the ground.
The famous line is, we buy at retail, sell at wholesale, and pay the freight both ways, right? That's never been more true in 2026.
In Perth County, Scott Miller, CTV News.
The TSX gained 227 points today. In New York, the Dow added 370. The NASDAQ is up 233. The Canadian dollar dropped about 1/10 cent today. Gold is down more than $21 an ounce. Oil is up 15 cents a barrel. CTV News Windsor has launched a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local news. By signing up, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. Turning now to our weekly segment, What's Up YQG, with Johnny Parks from our sister station 89X and our own Melanie Kentner.
Yeah, the Cherry Rock Lounge can help keep your long weekend going. Johnny, I know you're no stranger to this place.
Love the Cherry Rock. So stoked to be teaming up with 89X and them for Summer Sundays. So we're with Jade from Cherry Rock. Could you tell us more about this?
Hey there. So we're actually doing a triple header, which is something we've never done before at Cherry. We have 3 bands and lots of drink deals to get you through the night.
So tell us a little bit more about the bands that are going to be here.
So with the 3 bands, we have Walker Crown, which is somebody who's been here quite a few times. We have Town Hall Revival, and we have Rolling the Rock. So it's going to be a pretty good vibe.
Some great folk rock and alternative type vibes going on. And this isn't the only one we're doing for this. It's going all summer long, yeah?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to be bringing it to you every long weekend.
Awesome. And what is the best time to come by?
So it's going to be 7 to 10. Band starts around 8, and you can come in anytime after 7.
Well, I'm hoping to get in for free since I do work with 89X, but what is the cost to get in the door?
So it's $10, but like I said, we do have a lot of drink deals to get you through the night. So $7.75 double wells all night long with $5 shots of 1800 tequila.
Wow, that sounds like a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we do have a few other events going on this weekend, including something at the casino, Johnny.
Yeah, comedian Mo Amer is coming to town on Friday.
Nobody knows how to dip on a flat plate, bro. You got like racetrack marks everywhere.
And let's see, Riverfront Theater Company is going to be at the Capitol as well.
Prince of Egypt. I remember watching the movie as a kid, but yeah, the live version of it.
You could be the Prince of Egypt.
I don't know about that. Oh.
And there's something at Green Acres Park, kind of a family event as well.
Yeah, Victoria Day fireworks. I keep forgetting it's the long weekend, but yeah, take care of your dogs because there will be some fireworks going on.
So many things going on. Thanks a lot, Jade, for joining us. And that's What's Up YQG.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is back with another look at the 7-day forecast. And Gary, we are getting warmer.
You're right about that, Travis. Travis, you know, I think these temperatures on Sunday and Monday are going to be close to perhaps some records. I will be away and enjoying some of that sunshine a little bit further east of here, but temperatures throughout southern Ontario are going to climb several degrees above seasonal from Saturday through to perhaps Wednesday of next week. That's 5 days straight. And tomorrow's even slightly above seasonal. Sunny, but windy in the afternoon. Cloudy on Saturday, but already up to 26. We're moving up to 27, sunny on Sunday and Monday, which is the holiday, Victoria Day. Happy Victoria Day to you and yours. Up to 31. We hold at that mark for Tuesday, at least that projection at this juncture. And Wednesday, Thursday, cooling off a bit, but still mild. That is a look at your weather. You see it? You got a good snapshot in your head, right? Don't want to forget those stats. And I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Thank you, Gary. Finally tonight, an auctioneer from southwestern Ontario has been crowned this year's Canadian Livestock Auctioneer Champion. CTV's Karis Mapp has more on the professional path he's taken and where his career is now taking him.
Yeah, 20. I had 520 now, $30 over the rate of 540, 40.
He's rhythmic and rapid fire.
$570, 80, 90 down, $600 bill.
This chant won Dave Jacob a national title at the Canadian Livestock Auctioneer Championship in Medicine Hat, Alberta. But the victory didn't come to the Mitchell, Ontario native without passion and practice.
I started auctioneering when I think I started the first time when I was about 12 or 13. And then my parents made me stop because they were afraid I'd become an auctioneer instead of being a student.
515, iron down 20, iron 520 here, and over the bird of 50, over the bird of 20, over the bird of 5.
It's been in my blood, and it's always been what I wanted to do, and thankful to be living my dream, I guess.
That dream was born by following in his father's footsteps.
Once he was big enough to crawl into the truck by himself, he was with me all the time.
Doug Jacob spent roughly 50 years as an auctioneer.
People tell me he sounds pretty much like me.
Near to 3 and 9, so 542.
This was only Jacob's third time competing in the cattle calling competition, and he even impressed himself by earning the national title.
My goal was to make top 10. Did that. When I made the top 10, you want to make top 5. So I did that too, I guess, and came out on top. It was pretty wild, and I'm pretty thankful.
This year's winner of the Canadian Championships is 525 again, over the bird of 25, 10. Dave Jacob.
It was a very close competition, but Dave came out on top, and he's a very good quality auctioneer. And so for his third time to the national competition, I thought he did exceptionally well.
With 41 auctioneers competing, certain criteria was top of mind for the judges.
Control of your voice and control of your breathing. You have to have product knowledge. You have to know what you're selling and what they're worth on the market that particular day.
A relatively niche profession that Jacob says will always be needed.
Whether it's livestock or a tractor or grandma's teacup here, an auction brings out what the true value of that item is.
And now, his next goal on the horizon. The 40-year-old will be competing at the Calgary Stampede in July for the international installment of the event. Karis Mapp, CTV News, Mitchell.
That's our time for tonight. I hope you'll join us tomorrow. For now, I'm Travis Fortnum. Take care.